Okay, now let's go back to our example of the responsivity. So let's go now line by line in this program and see what we have. First line, we clear report columns. We clear any previous parameters that are stored, and this is something internal, but usually the program will begin with this. Light controls off. I usually switch off the lights because I don't know if any of the previous program left one of the LEDs on, so I start with turning all the lights off. Then I'm uploading voltage configuration setup to the board, and then we upload set of registers. It is better to have a look, it is better to review that from the sequence editor. In the sequence editor we have the name, and this is a free text name for this, and the test parameters that is written here. So in this specific line I'm using test parameter called Pioneer N high gain. When I go to parameters, I see a list of registers that are stored in a configuration directory. So in this line I'm selecting the registers that I want to load to the chip. Now here I have a command that just set a single register. In this command I'm setting the sync 1 delay. I'm sending it with 20 milliseconds, and this is just an operation of a single register write. Kernel. Here I'm loading a kernel which comprises of two windows, 2 blocks. We can of course extend and define some more kernels, or we can import from a CSV file. And now we go to the body of the sequence. The body starts with a loop, and this is a loop named temperature 4. In this loop we start with setting FPA temperature. We can see test parameters, any name that we are given, and we set it up to 30 and 60. Very important notation, very important note in this window is that loop name temp4 must be identical to this name here. Very important. Then I have a delay of 120 milliseconds, and I move to go into another loop named light. In this loop I sweep the green light from 0 to 100, going into the parameters. You can see inside that I sweep 0, I start at 0, then I move to 8, 9, 10. We can either set the values in this window, say start from 0, 120 steps, stop value 120, set, and you can see how it all starts here from 0 to 100. I think this is the limit. Let's see how it works. No, the maximum value is 100. So but we can also enter any values that we want here as a free text, or okay, now I know we cannot, it was a mistake what I did before. We cannot have more than 100%, and this is why I have here the limit is 100. Mistake of mine, never mind. Let's cancel this. but this is what we do in this step. Then we have another delay of 3 seconds. Then we capture 20 frames. You can see here, capture 20 frames, timeout. We want to skip the 3 first images, the trigger type from the board to the chip. Then we have a delay of 1 second, image analysis which is storing the data, the images onto the CSV file, and now we close the loop, light end, temperature for end, and this is the last part of the program where we shut down the lights, we shut down the tech, remove all the this one off Pioneer. We are also sending it off command. Now after that we do save. We can close the editor. Let's now just for example show how we take a sequence, short sequence, and let's do a new one. Let's save this text sequence to a new name. Let's say this is let's name it sec tst, and when I'm clicking OK, I have another window which allows me to rename all those specific parameters, also to give them an extension. I can put here any name, let's say ABC, and you'll see that my new sequence test has given all the specific test parameters. It gave them the extension ABC. So if I'm changing these, if I'm changing any numbers in this function, it will not affect the previous sequence that is using this parameter. Okay, it is very important to understand that. When I open the drop-down box, you can see that I have 45 degrees C, I have 45 degrees C underscore FF and ABC. Perhaps they're using the same inside, they're holding the same values, but this belongs to a different sequence. Of course, I can change it. I can say, look, I want to use the 45 degrees C, or I can say I want to use 30 degrees. If I click on parameters, you see that it's 30. If I'm changing it to 45, you see it's 45. So that's it. I think that gives an overview of what the sequence is. I save it, close. We can do we can run it. Select the array type, lot name. It's either a text, or we can select predefined name from the drop-down box, and I'll show later on where we can define those. 12, today is the 6th, and either a free text or select from the drop-down box. And when I click OK, the sequence starts. I can stop the sequence by clicking here, and if we want to see where these parameters are defined, go to the product editor and run data. You can see here lot, wafer die, test name. This is a free text with a comma separator. You can enter here any number you want. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, close. So when we go to run now, you can see the gibberish that I wrote here. you can see the numbers that I wrote here. Okay, so I think that completes this session about how to use sequences in TVI. Good luck.